We live in the heart of Mexico City in a neighborhood called La Roma. We love spending our time exploring the city as well as road tripping around Mexico whenever we have the time. But when COVID made it to Mexico, like the rest of the world, we became shut-ins. We had a lot of free time on our hands to daydream, and there was one long-term dream of mine that I couldn't stop thinking about, and that was adopting a dog. One Sunday afternoon during the middle of the pandemic, we rescued our dog Colima. She's the greatest adventure dog. Wherever we go, she goes. And that got us thinking about what trips we would go on after the pandemic. Hey. We are Jorge and Jesse. So we are on our way to go see some vans, and we're gonna stop by Jorge's parents first because we want to bring his dad along with us since he knows a lot about cars and mechanics and things like that. So we're gonna grab them and then we're gonna go about 30 minutes outside of Mexico City to see some vans. So we just arrived at Victor's place to check out his fleet of vans. And we're just waiting for him to open up the gate, and then let's see what he's got. As we drove through the gate, we could not believe what we saw. Victor literally had hundreds of used cargo vans. It was insane. We had been looking for a month and didn't come across one high-roof van, and as soon as we pulled up to Victor's lot, we saw entire fleets of old Mercedes Sprinters and Volkswagen Crafters lined up by the dozen. We found the cargo van holy grail. We left with a 2006 Mercedes Sprinter, and it was time to start the conversion. Conversion, we were approached with the opportunity of a sponsorship with the French brand Exair. We can't wait to start working with them on the road and promoting their brand. Check engine light on our van. So, and we lost power. Like Jorge couldn't accelerate very much past 2,000 RPMs. We drove at about 100 kilometers an hour or less. So after letting the van rest for a couple of hours at night, we started it again, and the light was on. The check engine light was on, but only for a moment, and then it turned off. And Jorge took it for a test drive, and it seemed to be doing fine. So we woke up this morning to drive the 6 hours to Mazatlan, and everything was fine. But then once we were about 2 hours into the drive, the exact same thing happened. The check engine light came on, so we decided to turn around, go back to Guadalajara, where we can have Jorge's uncle, who's a master mechanic, have a look at the van. And then also there are several Mercedes dealerships in case we need to buy any special parts, because this is really the best place to have the van looked at and worked on, because otherwise we're going to Mazatlan, and then from Mazatlan taking a ferry, and then we'll be in Baja, and I think our resources will be limited. Good morning. So yesterday at the Mercedes dealership, they told us that it was going to take at least 4 weeks to get the parts that we need to fix the van, because they have to ship the parts from Germany. So they told us that the van was in good enough shape to drive the 6 hours back to Mexico City, and then we'll have everything worked on there. And from Mexico City, then once the van is ready, we'll drive to Colorado.
Don't believe it. It finally happened. All the way from Mexico.
Well, we made it to Colorado, so I guess here's where van life starts.
See you next week.